The most common conversation that I keep on having with people, customers, clients, anybody, just to establish a simple conversation, is how difficult this economy is. And it is. It's kicking a lot of people's butts. You have Gen Z that are not even just quiet quitting, they're deciding to be stay-at-home kids. They don't want to work. They don't want to do the work. They think that they were screwed over, and I get it. Millennials, they're quiet quitting, older, younger. You have Gen X that's just still having to go get another job because retirement is just not panning out because of the stock market taking a fall. Maybe the retirement's no longer up there as it was probably a year ago. And you have baby boomers having to return to become greeters. It's tough. It's tough. Grocery prices are skyrocketing and people are pinching, trying to make it by, but it doesn't seem that they can stand afloat. About 5 years ago, or maybe 4, I can't remember, but I was in a warehouse in Target pushing a cold cart, listening to Dave Ramsey. And I'm not advocating or saying Dave Ramsey's good or bad. I'm just saying that that's where I was in life, trying to figure out how the heck do I make money, get out of debt. And my friend had later on at the time told me about an industry called trucking. And I never thought that I would ever get a CDL, nor did I ever think I would be in a warehouse pushing. So you never think that you'll be somewhere until you're there. I wasn't even introduced into the warehouse at all up until somebody had told me about it. I was so sick and tired of selling, dealing with customers, I just wanted to go robot. And then I was pulled out of it. And I was put into trucking. And what I thought, me doing the jobs of leasing, property manager, working for some big Fortune 500 companies, what I thought was difficult was truly far from what was the reality. There was also construction, there was trucking, there's electricians, there's plumbers. But in my world, before trucking, I was not a monster. And I believe that trucking opened up that opportunity to inhabit this acronym that I created, M.O.N.S.T.E.R. The first letter of M.O.N.S.T.E.R is mindset. When you get into trucking, you have to almost leave everything that you believed about the world to the side. This is an introduction, unless you from a young age was already kind of introduced to this. Your mindset shifts, realizing that you have to take in consideration of the bigger picture. You're a big rig, so there's a bigger picture, so you have to start capturing it, noticing spaces. And if you want to be the best, you start having to restructure and not only thinking, oh, I'm just a truck driver, but I'm actually a part of this system that keeps America moving. Along with electricians, plumbers, HVAC, oil rig workers, all of these things. Your mindset shifts. Next on M.O.N.S.T.E.R is going to be you have to become an overachiever. And not by the standards of, I'm just going to be a company driver. If you want more money, you're going to have to take more risk. You have those that are overachievers in a difficult market. They're still wanting to become an owner-operator. And so with that, they are still making it out here in a difficult time. You want more money, that means you have to become an overachiever. And I've always tried to scale my life more and more and more in this industry up until I hit a ceiling, and then I still want more. So that mindset within M.O.N.S.T.E.R, if you want to adopt it, and this can go for not just trucking, this is life. You have to have the mindset and the overachiever mentality in order for you to adopt the M.O.N.S.T.E.R characteristics, to become a monster. And never give up. Never give up. A lot of times I wanted to quit. I called my dad, here and there. I'm stuck in some snow. I'm battling a lot in my mind, but I never gave up. There was times I wanted to leave the rig. I didn't want to do it no more. I wanted to quit. This is applied in life. I remember when I picked up the dumbbell for the very first time, starting at 20 curling, now I'm at 60 curling. And all the while I wanted to quit. I wanted to question, what the heck am I doing this for? At first, you have a motivation to do it. Then it becomes discipline. Then you question it up until you realize you just got to do it. S, self-discipline. We just talked about discipline. You know, trucking, you could not pick up your load. You could say, whatever, I don't care anymore. You can decide, I don't want to go back to that lifestyle. I want to go back to more simpler. I don't have to deal with it. But this typically, to me, I said I wanted to do a whole year, no vacation, no sick days. And I did that. 1 full year. 1 full year. Just straight working. And it taught me that, I have the discipline. There was weeks I said, man, I'm tired. I'm done. I'm gassed out. I don't know what to do. But the self-discipline in me said, you got a goal, you got to go achieve it. You created it, go after it. You also have to transform. So that's after S. Transform. The old you, the person that you once knew, is no longer or should no longer be you. You might have some remnants, but other than that, you should have transformed. If you're making more money, that means you move differently. Some people can't go along with you. I lost all my friends, all of them, even truck drivers that were friends, because I wanted to achieve more. I was doing things that other people were not willing to do. And I had to transform physically, mentally, and emotionally. You got E, execute. I mean, once you get mindset, M for mindset, O for overachiever, N for never give up, S for self-discipline, T for transform, E, you have to execute everything that you already had. You have to execute all of it. There's no point of you talking about it unless you fully go through with it. Have you ever gotten a plate on Thanksgiving and your eyes were bigger than your mouth or your appetite? And you were like, dang, but you put a bunch of food, other people didn't get what that extra stuffing. So you're sitting there, almost at the end. You have to execute all the way through. My dad used to be my baseball coach, and he said, the one thing that you do is you don't follow through. And that was just baseball, but that had to hit hard in life for me. Following through is executing, finishing it. So that follow through, once I finally learned it, and I hate that I waited so long for me to learn the process, because it was at the end of my baseball career, I was able to direct the ball where I wanted it to go. All because I finally decided to follow through and execute. Lastly, resilience. If you don't have the ability to, if somebody comes into your life and they're detracting away from you, and you don't have the ability to set some resilience, a shield, you'll be destroyed, easily destroyed. And when you look at a monster, a lot of people look at a monster as this thing that will harm you. But there's good and bad monsters in this world. And a monster is something out of the ordinary. It's different. It's scary. But becoming a monster is honestly, you're gonna be treated as scary. You're gonna be treated as, what the heck is wrong with them? Why are they like this? Like me, it's a weekend. I could be asleep. I am going to take a nap, but I could be asleep. I could be chilling, and I decide to create a video for both my channels. It's not the way that I would like to do, how I like to do it, but it's the way that I'm doing it. So trucking hasn't been great, but it has allowed me to adopt things for a lot of my life. Things that I could take some multifacets of my life. So adopting the M.O.N.S.T.E.R mindset. And if you need me to reiterate, the M.O.N.S.T.E.R, becoming the monster, you got the mindset, the overachiever, the never give up, self-discipline, transform, execute, and resilience. Adopting that, you can stop having the conversations of this economy is too tough. You look at it as, oh, it's getting hard. The pressure is building, but the monster inside of me is growing. And as long as I stick to those things, ain't too much that can stop me. I'll catch you familiar in the next one. Peace.